London is the place for me.
I came from Windrush generation grandparents that came from Jamaica. They said that they were housed in East Dulwich, and I spent a lot of time with my grandparents. It was quite good. I actually grew up in a house, a council home. It was quite strange, actually, growing up in a house in Dulwich, because if I walked to my right, within 5-10 minutes, I was in Belenda Road, Peckham, where the famous Desmond's was filmed. But then if I walked to the left of me, 5-10 minutes up the road, I was in Lordship Lane, where you got the big houses and everything like that. So growing up, it was quite a divide. Now you can buy houses down Lordship Lane, Dulwich for like £1 million. Even my grandparents' house, because they've left the country now. Both my grandparents have migrated. And when my granddad was telling me how in disrepair the home was and how much they put effort to make it a home now that is worth millions. So I think for me, that always encouraged me to do my utmost best and to try and turn the trajectory of my life around. After university, I found a new direction in life, and that's when I became a mum to my son. And because I was homeless, I got placed on the estate. I had always hung around in Peckham, but I never necessarily lived in Peckham. And even though I was placed there, I had the resilience to still do my utmost best, because coming from an area in Peckham, they just flood the area with things that just ain't the best options for us, you know. You know, the systems can fail you, especially our educational systems, and that's what was started to happen to my son. So once it started happening to my son, that's when I started to recognise and reflect on my own personal journey and think about the peers that I grew up with, how some of us went on to uni, some of us didn't get to go into uni, and that's because the system and the community we came from failed us. That's when I thought about, how did I manage to have resilience? How did I manage to grow up in this area but still make it to come outside of the area? And I think when I truly came out of the area and saw how other people lived and what other people knew, that's when I recognised that a lot of stuff is fed to us when you're living in a disadvantaged community. When I look back at my journey and having places like Tech, which is now known as Damiola Taylor Centre, those were big things that helped me get opportunities, that helped me be able to come out the area, see how other people lived. And I had to recreate something like what I had in my life. And that's when I started to use the existing skill set that I had, which was to teach, to build a sport mentoring process to help raise the aspirations in young people. All right, so before we go downstairs and exercise our bodies, we've got to exercise our minds first. So today we're exercising our minds by and looking at self-awareness. Who thinks things? Oh, actually, put your hand up if you've never heard of the word self-awareness first. And started to introduce it into the work that I was doing already in some of the schools I was in, and saw that it was having an impact there. And before you knew it, I started to see a real difference in children. They started to trust me. We built really good relationships, strong relationships, and they started to actually think about their futures. But they were also gaining new skills at the same time through the love of fencing. Look at your sword. Sword control, Alfie. Sword control. Keep it on your opponent. And gymnastics. Go. Yes, you did it. Nice. Remember your landing. Those were just vehicles to get them into the space, engage with them, and just make them comfortable. All right, get into your lines nice and neat so I can see what numbers you have. Get into your lines nice and neat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you two back over, hold on, you over there. Yeah. And move back a bit. And once they're in the space with us and they feel trusted and comfortable with us, we always end our sessions with a bit of reflection, and that's when we get to implement our mentoring, which is based around our 3 values, which is be unique, dream big, and stay ambitious, hence why we called UDA. So how it's gonna work, we're gonna go this way around, yeah? So,
Let's go that way around.
no, we're gonna go that way around to Rachel. All right, we're gonna go around this way, sorry, Faith. So I will say Faith, and then I will say one of those 5 body parts. So if I go Faith, eyes, what do I need her to do?
Look at something.
Tell me something she can see. But you're not gonna say it straight away. The reason why you're not gonna say it straight away is because it's about trying to focus with that one sense. And the reason why we're doing that is because the more you practice, the more you focus using your different senses, It just gives you time to just be still and realigned, okay? Does everyone understand? Yeah? All right, so let's just take some time to just be still. Representation is really important. Like, having representation in all areas is really important. Active communities, we thank the Lord for active communities because it's nice to have funders that represent and look like you so that you just feel comfortable actually telling them. And you don't have to change your language, because language is a big thing sometimes with some of these other charities. They come from the community themselves. They understand what the issues are already. So when we're coming forward with different projects and stuff like that, they are willing to fund it. We don't have to jump through hoops and hurdles actually to get funded, because sometimes someone that doesn't look like you, talk like you, or walks like you, it can put you off from ever applying. So having them in that space, being who they are, it's a great thing. It's a real great thing. When I think about local champions, I think about everybody that's involved, including the people that take up the services, because there's some people that will see these projects, see the work that we do, and won't come forward. So I believe that, to me, local champions are the people that attend the projects, the sessions that we put on, and the people that provide the projects and the sessions. Those, to me, are the local champions, because without the people to provide for, we wouldn't be able to do the work that we do. So to me, everybody that gets involved and that attends, we're all champions. We do it for the love, we don't do it for the likes, that's what they say.